So I'm Dr. Fiona Russo. I'm the Program Director for the Bachelor of Business. The subject we've been doing this semester has been the capstone course for students in the Bachelor of Business, the Bachelor of Aviation and the Bachelor of Accounting. So they share a common capstone, so it means the students in the course are very multidisciplinary in nature. We have an industry partnered sort of consultancy project that's embedded in the course as part of their assessment. So for our students, the first assessment they did was to design a reverse brief, which is basically take all the information that the industry partner has presented and feed it back in terms of this is what I heard you ask for and these are some clarifying questions I have. And from there we started meeting with the industry partner on a regular basis via Zoom, and the students had the opportunity to ask lots of questions, and they certainly did. So we were very lucky to have the Ipswich Chamber of Commerce and their CEO Kit Philp, who gave very generously of her time to answer the students' questions. But I think that made for a richer experience for the partner and for the students, because it meant their advice then was more valuable, more grounded in reality. This partner asked us to reevaluate their customer value proposition. So they had a value proposition that was 5 or 6 years old and designed for a sort of pre-COVID business landscape, and the changes in things like interest rates and post-COVID business behaviours, the more digital networking stuff people were doing. They were really looking to see whether their value proposition was still relevant and current in the current environment, and whether they needed to rethink any of the pillars that were their main service offering. So make sure they were still valuable to their members. We think it's a really important set of skills for students to have, that they need to be employable at the end of our program, which means they need to understand how to work within a business environment. So how to understand how to speak to business people, how to understand what they're being asked for, how to provide professional advice and do it in a professional way. So our students come to us expecting to meet and be given an opportunity to work with an industry partner. I think what we add to that is then some of that professional overlay, so things like signing an acknowledgement of confidentiality up front, so understanding that they're working with commercially sensitive information that feels very real, feels different to all of the assignments they've done so far. So our teams work as a group of consultants. They even name their consultancy practice as part of the build. So we encourage the students to build groups that are multidisciplinary. So because this is a capstone that serves so many programs, it's very likely that we'll have an aviation mechanic and an accountant and a marketing person all in one group. But there's value in that when the brief is so broad, because to look at a company and say, here's your customer value proposition and here's how it is relevant and here's what you should consider in future, you really need to think about it from all of those different disciplinary perspectives. I was really surprised by how engaged everyone was. So from students to the partner to the university to the NPILF team, we had a level of engagement from everyone that we couldn't have asked for more. So students genuinely came to the first session with the partner prepared with questions that were meaningful. The partner stayed for an hour and a half longer than we had initially booked her for to answer those questions, and I think it made the output more valuable. So if there's anything that surprised me, it's how willing everyone was to engage to make this project successful.